Miss Ashlyn for your math today. Open your math book to page 141. This is Math, Ashlyn Math, April 29th. So let's go ahead and complete this chart. So we are going to find the least common multiple without completing the entire chart. Oh, so they have, I guess they have some things done for us. I don't know. They made that sound confusing. All right, well, let's just go ahead. So for 6, our common multiples are 6. Multiples are the numbers we count by, skip counting. So 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48. Remember, after wherever we stop at, we have to have a comma, dot, 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 because it's going to go on forever. For number 8, we have 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, comma, dot, dot, dot. So our common multiples that we came to were 24. And for number 6, there would be another common multiple if we continued on after 36. After 36, we have 48. So common multiples would be 24 and 48. Then our least common multiple is 24. Section 3, we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. We're just counting by threes there, comma, dot, dot, dot. And then 4, we have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Multiples are skip counting, 28, 32. Common multiples that we came to, there would be many more on down the road, 12 and 24, comma, dot, dot, dot. And our least common multiple is 12. Good job. 2, 4, and 6, they done it for you there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Just look at it. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42. So now we have to find common multiples for all three numbers. So I see a 12 in all three numbers. And I see if we were going to count on out by twos, we would eventually come to 24, right? 16, after 16 counted by twos, 18, 20, 22, 24. So 24 would be a common multiple as well. So 24, comma, dot, dot, dot. And then our least common multiple is 12. Good job. 3, 5, and 15. So here we go. So we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, comma, dot, dot, dot. We're just counting by threes. The multiples are skip counting by threes. 5, we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, comma, dot, dot, dot. Again, we're just counting by fives. And then 15, we have 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90, 105, comma, dot, dot, dot. So our common multiples that we come up to were 15 and, if we continue counting out by, because we need 2, if we continue counting out by threes, we would have 24, 27, 30. So our common multiples are 15 and 30. Our least common multiple is 15. Okay? Section 2, give the least common multiple for each. Try to find the answers mentally. So what's our least common multiple for 3 and 6? Skip count by threes. And immediately you come to it. So what's our least common multiple? 6. Going straight across, 5 and 7. Our least common multiple is 35. Letter C, 2 and 8. Our least common multiple is 8. Letter D, 4 and 6. Our least common multiple is 12. Letter E, 2 and 3. Our least common multiple would be 6. Letter F, 3 and 5. Our least common multiple would be 15. Letter G, 3, 5, and 8. Now, I would have had to spend some time on this one. It's 120. I'll just give you that answer. You would have to keep counting all the way out till you finally come to something that was in all three numbers. And the first number that you would come to that was in all three numbers would be 120. Letter H, 15 and 30. The least common multiple is 30. And letter I, 3 and 9. Your least common multiple is 9. So look at 4, section 4, letter B. Now we're going to do this together. We have 5 eighths plus 7 eighths. Our denominator is 8. We add our numerator, 7 plus 5 is 12. So here we have an improper fraction, Ashlyn, that cannot be our final answer. We have to divide 12 divided by 8 and write our remainder as a fraction to be our mixed number that can be our final answer. 8 will go into 12 one time. 1 times 8 is 8. 12 minus 8 is 4. So we have 1 and 4 eighths. But that still can't be our final answer, Ashlyn. Why can that not be our final answer yet? Because 4 eighths can be reduced, okay? So we have to write our fractions in their reduced form. So it will be 1 and 4 will go into 4 one time, and 4 will go into 8 two times. So our final answer is 1 and 1/2, okay? Go ahead and look at letter C. Letter C says 3/5 plus 4/5. Okay, so we add our numerators. 3 plus 4 is 7. And our denominator is 5. What's wrong with this fraction? It's improper. It can't be our final answer. So we are going to have to divide 7 divided by 5 and write our remainder as a fraction. 5 will go into 7 one time. 1 times 5 is 5. 7 minus 5 is 2. 2 becomes our numerator. 5 is our denominator. 1 and 2/5. 2/5 cannot be reduced, so that is our answer. 1 and 2/5. Okay? Go ahead and turn your paper to the back side. I want to look at page 142, section 5. It says circle the fractions that are in lowest terms. So, 1/2, is that in lowest terms? It is. It cannot be reduced any smaller. What about, so you need to circle that one. What about 2/6? Can 2/6 be reduced? Can 2 go into 6? It can. We can count by 2s and get to 6. So 2/6 can definitely be reduced, so don't circle that one. What about 3/4? Can we count by 3s and get to 4? No. Do 3 and 4 have a common factor besides 1? 1 times 3 is 3, and 4. 1 times 4 and 2 times 2, so no. So it is in its simplest form. You need to circle that one. What about 1/7? It's in its simplest form. Any fraction where 1 is your numerator, it can't be reduced anymore. What about 4 eighths? Can we count by 4s and get to 8? We sure can, so that is not in its simplest form. What about 12/14ths? Can we count by 12s and get to 14? No, but think of our factors. 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. Factors for 8 are for 14. 1 times 14, 2 times 7. There was a common factor. What was the greatest common factor in there? 2. So that is not in its simplest form. 3/9. Can we count by 3s and get to 9? We can. So that definitely is not in its simplest form. What about 5/12? Can we count by 5s and get to 12? No. So let's check our factors. Factors for 5, 1 times 5. Factors for 12, 1 times 12, 2 times 6. Do we have any factors other than 1, common factors? No. So it is in its simplest form. You may circle 5/12. What about 15/20? Can we count by 15s and get to 20? No. So let's check our factors. For factors of 15, we have 1 times 15, 3 times 5. For factors of 20, we have 1 times 20, 2 times 10, 4 times 5. We did have a factor in there. What's our greatest common factor in there? It was 5. Very good. So that is not in its simplest form. What about 6/9? Can we count by 6s and get to 9? Nope. So let's check our factors. We have 1 times 6 and 2 times 3. For 9, we have 1 times 9 and 3 times 3. Was there a common factor in there besides 1? There was, and it was 3. So that number is not in its lowest form. Okay, go ahead and look down at the bottom at section 9. It says write the missing terms. You're just simply making equivalent fractions here. So for letter A, 3/4 equals blank 12ths. What did they multiply 4 by to get to 12? 4 times what equals 12? 3. So you're going to multiply your numerator 3 times 3, and 3 times 3 is 9. So 3/4 equals 9/12. Look at letter B. 7/8 equals blank 16ths. So what did they multiply 8 by to get to 16? 2. So you're going to multiply the numerator 7 times 2 to make your equivalent fraction. 7 times 2 equals 14. So 7/8 equals 14/16. Look at letter E. 1/6 equals blank 12ths. What did they multiply 6 by to get to 12? 2. 6 times 2 equals 12. So we have to multiply our numerator 1 times 2, and 1 times 2 equals 2. So 1/6 equals 2/12. Now look at letter F. 2/4 equals blank over 2. If you notice our denominators this time, we went from 4 to 2. We went to a smaller number. So instead of multiplying, what's the opposite of multiplying? They divided by. 4 divided by what equals 2? 2. So we're going to have to divide our numerator 2 by 2. So 2 divided by 2 equals 1. So 2/4 equals 1/2. Those other 3 problems, you will be working on your interactive worksheet. Okay? So that's it for today.